We'll see, bro, because you definitely sniped the Nate Diaz fight from me, and I've been so lenient in giving you your opponents, and I think it's.
But it's not. Wait, it's not your option to give me my opponents. You haven't fought anyone. You don't fight. You don't fight real fights. It's just not your option to give me my opponents. You're not even a fighter. Like, you do exhibitions and lost like 4 years ago. So it's not your option to like give me my fights. That me and Nate Diaz have been talking about that for years, and then you popped up and were like, no, now it's my turn. I want that fight, and then start talking shit, and then try to like get the fight in Saudi Arabia, like on the microphone, and like trying to like jump in on all of these things.
I think I'm better than you, and I think Nate chose you for a reason, and I think everyone knows that.
What do you mean?
Even in
But what have you done to prove that you're better than me?
I don't know. Went toe to toe 8 rounds with the greatest boxer of all time. What do you think happens if you fight Floyd Mayweather?
I would knock him out,
Bro.
100%.
Don't be ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous.
You think because you lost a fight to Floyd Mayweather that you're better than me at boxing?
You said I won the fight.
In person, when I was watching it, I thought so. But then, yeah, watching it back, it's like, okay, I've had like a biased point of view, like sitting there in person.
This is the first time I've heard you say that.
Yeah, but because we never talked about
it. You're just switching up like that? The whole internet saw you repeatedly throughout the past 2 years say that I won that fight. And now you're saying the opposite?
Because I'm rooting for you. But like, if you want to know the truth, yeah, like I'm going to ride or die for you on my shield. Yeah, 100%. And afterwards, when I saw that you lost it on TV, people in interviews would still be like, what do you think? I'm not going to be like, no, I watched it back and I thought he lost. No, he fucking won because you're my brother.
I don't disagree. But the fact is, I went toe-to-toe for 8 rounds with the greatest boxer of all time. And you're not able to see how good I was in that fight. And yes, I'm in the WWE currently, but I like boxing a lot. And I think I'm really good. And I'm excited I get to show it again on October 14th on the Prime Park in Manchester with the co-main event, KSI versus Tommy Fury, Logan Paul versus Dylan Dennis. But
for you
I yielded, bro. And I'm tired of not being picked because you're an easier fight.
Is that what you really think in your head?
I'm Jake.
I think you. I'll say this. I think you have more to. I think Logan. I think you have more to prove. I think you have more to prove. I think you did go to toe to toe with Floyd Mayweather.
I don't disagree.
I think you need to still prove to the people, to the community, to the world that you have the ferociousness to put a man down.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not
disagree.
saying you're biased, unbiased, whatever. But once you sink your teeth and draw blood, put a man down, this conversation changes dramatically. It gives you.
I don't disagree with you, and that's what I fully intend to do on October 14th. But I'm saying, you had your chance with Tommy. You did. You had it, right? I have not. I've not gotten to eat at all. You know, like I thought I had that Nate fight locked up. You took it. I said, okay, go for it. I wanted the Tommy fight.
Wait,
JJ
but
I
didn't.
Said he wanted it.
I didn't
said,
take
okay,
I didn't take a fight from you that wasn't necessarily yours. It's whoever's it's in the ethos.
But motherfuckers are avoiding me. They are avoiding me or picking someone else, and that's obnoxious. And everyone secretly knows why. No one wants to say it because I have an 0-1 record and I wasn't able to knock out the best fighter of all time. But I think it's fucking obvious, bro. I'm very athletic, and I've gotten the hang of boxing in the past 2 years after fighting the GOAT. And I'm excited to show that. And granted, do I still have something to prove? Absolutely. But if for whatever reason it doesn't go in KSI's favor, the story arc, the vengeance arc of avenging my business partner and brother is right there. I think
you just want to beat Tommy to be able to say that you're better than me at boxing.
Well, I'll never fight you, and I don't want to fight JJ again.
But I think that's more so what it sounded like it is. But it's crazy for you to think that people are avoiding you.
But Nate chose you over me.
No.
Why would Nate do that?
But Ariel Helwani asked him to his face. And he said because his brother hasn't fought anyone in a real fight. He hasn't knocked out any MMA fighters. He wanted the most real, professional, legitimate fight. That's what he said.
Nothing that I do in the boxing.
And that's what he said. And that's what he said behind the scenes too. But that's also what he said behind the scenes too.
But
he literally said, "Hey, Nate." His manager said, "Hey, we're not fighting Logan. Nate wants this real fight." That's exactly what they said.
Because I do WWE. Is completely unrelated to my boxing career. It just is. And people know the pay-per-view numbers I put up.
What?
They're fucking big, dude.
But
I'm a great promoter.
What pay-per-view numbers though? Like
1.2 with Floyd.
yeah, but that's Floyd.
500K
That's
with
Floyd.
KSI 2. 1.1 with
KSI 2
1.
is 300K.
Every WWE event that I'm in has been their highest grossing and most viewed.
I think this is gonna go in circles. I think,
But it's free. Like, it's a free event.
For a fight.
No, WWE's people.
It's $9 on Peacock.
No, that's not free, brother.
For a fight right now, for somebody to break over, to cross over into the boxing space, Jake Paul to seasoned veterans of combat sports makes more sense as a fight. It just does. They may have questions about draw potentially because they don't have a record to call upon besides Floyd, which some of the points he's bringing up matter. What I'm gonna say is once you do this next fight, you have a lot more leg to stand on. You have to go in there. You need to. I don't even need to say this. You need to do what is obviously going to happen to fucking Dylan Dennis, and then you can go and build that proof of concept again and draw. Right? It's like, dude, this kid's been on every fucking Sports Illustrated, every ESPN magazine. He is the face of boxing right now. You are the face. You are the face of W.
So that's why I'm curious, because you are the face of at least this weird like influencer crossover.
It's deeper than that. It's
whatever you want to call it. Because you are the face of it, and I can also sell an insane fucking number of pay-per-views, and I'm not in my potential opponent's head. Wouldn't it be an easier fight to fight me, and yet they're still choosing you?
What do you mean?
Wouldn't you think, oh, one of them has a losing record and he can sell the same, if not more, pay-per-views. One of them has a winning record and can sell a good amount of pay-per-views as well.
No, but I've proven to sell more pay-per-views consistently, time and time again. I'm active. I have a promotional company. We do, bigger deals, huge guarantees, like a lot of revenue.
I don't buy it.
What do you mean you don't buy?
I just don't think that
it's more legitimate. We have a better production. We are doing it on a consistent basis. I'm active. You're inactive. You don't have the momentum in the fight world. You're not as respected as a fighter. You haven't won knockout of the year. You haven't won breakout athlete of the year. You haven't done any of these things.
That's what I'm saying. Don't you think that he would go?
No, they want the biggest fight. They want the biggest fight.
It would still be the biggest fight, and
no.
That's
why none of these. That's why
I have like one of the top 10 grossing biggest fights ever. What are you talking about? Especially now after the WWE promotion angle and the work I've been doing there, I've garnered a fan base that's going to want to see me perform in boxing as well.
Well, we're going to see.
It's obvious.
But they don't
watch
think
the numbers.
We're going to see.
Watch the numbers.
We're going to see.
Watch the numbers that the Prime Card does on October 14th.
But even no. Even when you sell on this next event, you can't even take credit for the numbers. That's the thing.
At all?
Partiality.
No. At all?
No. What do you sell? That's okay. Cool. You did I could say I did 1.8 million with Tyson.
We may never. Wait, what?
I did 1.8 million with Tyson
because he was the undercard for the Tyson.
Exactly. So it's like you could say all of these. I could say these things. Boo! 8th biggest event ever. Cool. Like, I've done the same things.
Because that's
and
the way.
It's more expensive than that fight.
But because that's the way I weave my business, I am strategic with my partnerships and amplification. That's part of the shtick. I don't miss, and I won't miss when we sell pay-per-views ever. I'm a sick promoter and an easier fight, which is why I'm confused why anyone would choose you. An easier fight. I just don't get the logic.
Also, to his point, he also has an active business team that is approaching these deals constantly 24/7.
That was a big mistake.
A promotional arm, a production arm that goes up to this person's camp and says, this fight is going to go down on this date, XYZ, and be handled in XYZ fashion.
Well, and relationships, bro. Like, people don't like to work with your team. People hate your team.
I could say the same thing.
They hate your team.
I could say the same thing.
let's
you
chill
could
out.
you could
Let's
but you
chill out.
could say that you could say the same thing, but the evidence doesn't show that. So it's like,
let's chill out. You have a fight coming up. Let's talk about it again after that fight. We're going in circles here, and it's getting fucking personal.
No, I disagree.